How to be successful in 2024. We live in a degenerate world, a sick society, people really absolutely struggling, and the old rules have changed and the old measure of success have changed. So let's get into it. I'm here to help you out today, and make sure to listen to the end because I'm going to give you a lot of actionable tips, things to do. And yes, I'm coming from my own personal experience. Success is subjective, but I will be using data as well to show you what the majority of people are doing and how you can be in that minority at the top. And ideally we bring a lot of people with us, but let's get into it. Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trap here. So the old measure of success from, say, the boomer generation is what? You have a house and you have a car and you have a wife and you have a kids for a man. You could reverse that for a woman. I don't think those things are, and you have like a stable 9 to 5. I don't think those things are a measure of success at all anymore. And you could debate that those were never a measure of success, but those were conventional things that are looked at and are still pitched as well. Buy a house if you can, get married, have kids. I'm gonna come back to this, but I'll start by saying that having kids and having healthy kids should still be a goal. But for the most part, the other things, you don't need to worry about that. So here's where we start, and this is where I've been hitting on in the last couple of videos, is 75% of men are obese or overweight in America. 2/3 of women are obese or overweight in America. Men's testosterone levels are way down. There's a lot of sickness, and just because you're in the 25% that's not overweight doesn't even mean you're healthy. So most people are unhealthy. And the biggest flex, the biggest measure of success in 2024 is being healthy, being fit, being lean, having a good body. And there's a lot of small things that we can put into that, right? Eating steak is consistently, that's a measure of success, right? Being able to afford good food or source good healthy food, that is a measure of success. What else? Most Americans, average Americans, sleep in like 6 hours a night. Getting 8 hours of sleep a night is a measure of success. That is success in 2024, is getting 8 hours of sleep. Solutions, these things aren't that easy to do. Turn off your phone, break the addiction, throw it in a phone locking device, right? Get to sleep at the right time. Have a job or work that you don't need to wake up at an unnatural time. That's a flex as well. That's a measure of success. But there's a whole basket of things we can look at in terms of health. Being healthy, hugely important measure of success. Hugely important measure of success. And this wasn't talked about so much 40 years ago because everybody was relatively fit and healthy, or most people were. But now you're a minority when you're fit and healthy. You're in that top group. So that is the biggest success, because you see people who have a house, have a wife, have kids, have the car, but they're unhealthy, they're trapped, they're unhappy, their kids are unhealthy, right? So we will come back to kids, but health is the big thing to focus on in 2024, being healthy. The next thing would be, and which is related as well, is access to nature. 90+% of people live in urban settings with limited access to nature. So if you live near hiking trails or live near the ocean, or have the ability to spend a lot of time with your body in nature, that is actually successful and a flex now, because most people don't. Most people have very limited access to nature. So that means thinking about where you live, what state, what city, what country, and caring about the location. And I think that is a lot more important than owning a home. I don't own this house, I'm renting here. But what I've seen, and I shared this recently, is you see people who own homes and it actually makes them less happy because they're on a 30-year mortgage. Now they're projecting their life 30 years ahead of stability, and it takes away the adventure of their life where, okay, now I need a stable job, I'm gonna live in the same place, most likely, and it takes away some of the excitement of life. So you can own, I just don't think it's super important anymore. And it doesn't mean you're successful or not successful. I think it's more important to live somewhere where you have a lot of access to nature than to own a home in a shitty area. I mean, if you're able to own in a dream location, that's great, right? But you can just as easily rent. You can get there faster, right? So having a starter home, I don't think that's very important. I think having access to nature is a lot more important, because we're talking about health outcomes and we're talking about quality of living. Okay, so here's another one is average American has 1 or 2 close friends, something like that. Success in 2024 is not just having friends, but having a friend group. Most adults don't have a friend group. They had a friend group in high school, they had a friend group in college, they have no friend group. They have a friend here, they have a friend there, they don't have a friend group. So if you can have a friend group, that is a measure of success. And what is success? Success is a good life, fulfillment, happiness. So spending a lot of time with people whose company you enjoy makes you happy. How do you create a friend group? Well, you have to make the time to see people. You have to go to events. You have to be a membership of clubs and so on, right? Being a member of a sports club, going to a weekly hangout, and then inviting people and connecting people, right? That is a flex. That is a measure of success now, is having a friend group, being able to post it on social media. Who cares about social media? But most people don't post pictures of friend groups on social media as adults because they don't have friend groups. They have friends, a couple friends here and there, but not friend groups. Okay? Now, making money, income, yes, it's important. It's always been important, but I believe it's less important compared to some of these other things. If you're healthy, if you're well-friended, you live near nature, you make enough money, and you have time freedom to enjoy your life. Time freedom in 2024 is a huge measure of success. Having the time to sleep 8 hours, having the time to spend time with your friends, having the time to work out, to cook your own food, to read books, having the time to have hobbies, and doing what you like. So having this means flexibility. It might mean you're a high earner, but work fewer hours. But to me, that is a measure of success, because if you look at most people work more than they want. People like to work. Working's great, but most people work more than they want, and they commute more than they want. So if you have time freedom and location freedom, you have low commute, lots of time freedom to do all these other things, great sleep, friend group, all these other things, that is, you're living, okay? Now, I would say being married is a lot less a measure of success than it used to be. Having quality relationships, quality romantic partnerships, quality romantic interactions is a measure of success, but a lot of people have woken up as religion has left, and marriage has become an economic contract between you, another person, and the state. And as a man, they can just leave and take your stuff, and they do. And seeing and hearing so many horror stories about marriage and divorce, that having a happy marriage is a success, having a long-lasting, but also having high-quality relationships. Without that, right, this is more subjective, is how do you feel about your relationships? But a lot of people are unhappy with them. If you be happy with your relationships, that's success in 2024. Now, the kid thing. If you have kids, being able to, not necessarily private school, but giving them a healthy life and spend time with them, that is a huge measure of success, right? So it used to be just having kids means you're successful. But if you're having kids and you're setting them up to be obese, unhealthy, and unhappy, are you really contributing? Now, it's important to have kids, but it's important to have kids that move humanity forward, and they're healthy, and they live good lives, and they're contributing members to society. So that is a measure of success, is having kids, and those kids are healthy, right? That's hard to do. That can take a lot of resources, but it also can take a lot of just ingenuity and priority. Let's see, what else is a measure of success? Doing what you like. So many people are, and this has been this way, doing things that they're okay with, but they don't absolutely love, and or they're not super driven or passionate about. And having something that you really like doing, that is a measure of success. In 2024, that's probably always been a measure of success, enjoying the quality of your time. If you like your work, it's easy to work, and it's easier to earn more, and who cares though your time just passes in a nice way. So those are a number of measures of success that go contrary to what people have said in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years sometimes. We're talking about a different path, different measures of success, because the world has changed a lot, and just getting a mortgage and getting married and having a kid might make you miserable actually, and might make you feel real stuck in life. And if you cannot attain those things, don't worry, you don't have to live a great life and to be very successful. So agree or disagree with me, comment down below. Interested to see and hear what you have to say. Appreciate you, much love, talk to you soon. Peace.